Welcome back. Kintsugi Koko here. Thank you for coming to the quirky, eclectic vlog of mine. Oh my goodness, y'all. Festive Wolf Moon. Any other moonies out there? Moonies. Any other lunatics out there, if I dare I say? Tonight is the wolf full moon, you guys. It looks so incredible out. So bright and so gorgeous with the clouds just roaming over the scape of the moon, if you will. Such a beautiful night. Indeed. Today was so gorgeous. Sun was shining. Oh my gosh. It was such a gorgeous day. Oh my Lanta. Definitely found myself being pulled to the lake and sitting by the lake for a little bit. It was stunning. I was going to read some more chapters of my Celestine Prophecy book. I did get one more chapter read tonight. However, after sitting there for a little bit and enjoying the beautiful scenery, I realized I had an errand to run before I took my kiddo to the chiropractor. So I meandered on that way and got that stuff done. Speaking of Wolf Moon, did you guys know that there's a sweet little kid who invented a new holiday? This was years ago. I think way back in like 2014, I think was the year that the kid came up with the holiday. It's called Wolf Newt, if you guys are wondering. I think it's celebrated on November 23rd. You guys should totally look into it, though. It is so flippin' adorable. It warmed my heart when I learned about it. I tried celebrating it for a few years, but found myself forgetting most of the time. And the only times I would remember was like now, when it's not the holiday. You put it in my calendar and get notifications, so I remember to celebrate Wolf Newt this year. And it's Wolf, WOLFENOOT, I think is how they spelled it. But yeah, you should totally look into that because it was super cute. And obviously by the name, it is a celebration. It's a holiday celebration, celebrating not only all the pups in our lives that we love, but also just all forms of life that we love. I actually seen this post today that said, man's the only beast I'm afraid of. The four-legged creatures of the woods I find home with. Something along those lines. That's how I would have phrased it. That's how I preface it. Paraphrase. But isn't that so sweet? God, I love kids, man. They have like the funnest ideas. They are literally my mentors and my teachers. If you guys think kids are boring and cringy and gross, y'all are missing out on the best, wisest master ascenders you will ever meet. Kids say the darndest things. Y'all, kids say the most intelligent, wise, simplistic things that will cut you to your core. And it's supposed to be that way. Like, that is how children are supposed to be. They're supposed to remind us of what it's like to be that innocence and to be that connected to the divine and that connected to the world around them, right? I love hanging out with kids. They're so much fun. Today, my son and I, so get this. I'm so honored that I have inspired my kid, without even me knowing how to do it myself, to manifest his freaking dreams, right? Last year for his birthday, we just moved back from London. Because we just moved back, he thought that meant he got brand new toys to play with. And when I mean toys to play with, I don't mean like knickknacks to play with. I mean, this homeboy wanted his four-wheeler replaced because the other one was too small, because it was from before we moved, so he grew 14 million sizes. My kid grows like a weed, y'all. He's as big as I am. We literally, our noses are like almost level. What do I call him? My miniature giant. He calls me a hobbit, though, so, you know, it's even. Oh gosh. Anyway, last year he asked for a four-wheeler for Christmas. I was like, bro, chill. I said, you don't need a brand new one. You will be fine. So him and his dad, after hunting one day or hanging out down at his grandfather's house, what do? They stop at a Harley because that's what they do to check out the bikes and see what cool shirts they have, if they have any new poker chips. And he enters a drawing, and the prizes are Pompano, Sportster bike, or four-wheeler. Guess what this little turd won? He won the Pompano. And they called us and told us about it. But then the guy who won the four-wheeler that summer had ridden a Pompano for the first time and was super excited to win a Pompano. Pompano. I'm saying it. I hope I'm saying it. I don't know. I think it's that name. Anyway, he was hoping to win the bike, but was still excited that he won the four-wheeler. And he's like, well, give me a minute. Let me talk to the other people and see if they maybe want to switch. So we're talking to him. I was like, yeah, it's for my son. Well, he said Derek Poitras won the prize. And I was like, what did my son win? But he was like, actually, do you guys want the four-wheeler? Because the guy that won the four-wheeler really, really wants his bike. And I was like, well, my kid can't ride the bike because you have to be 16 to ride the bike. Because it's like a legit motorcycle, for those who don't know. My kid is 11. Not near driving age anytime soon. Thank God. No, he's a good driver. He's an excellent driver. Anyway, so this kid manifested a brand new four-wheeler. Brand spanking new four-wheeler. So tonight, because we have a nice little dusting of snow after yesterday, so he likes to take his four-wheeler. He learned that four-wheeling is just as much fun in the winter as it is in the summer. We just have to take it easy on the snow. When the snow's too high, we can't do it. So tonight was a perfect amount of snow for him to cruise on the driveway and do some, wow, burnouts. That's what it's called. Brain, Bizart. He's doing some burnouts, and he's like, Mom, watch this. I'm going to pepper you with snow. He's spinning around. And he came up, and he's like, oh, what did he say? I have a quest for you. And I took that as, oh, you're going to take me on a quest. Apparently, he wanted me to go inside and grab him something. However, I just hopped on the back of his four-wheeler, so he took me around a few times. So we did some fishtails, did some drifts, did some burnouts. It was pretty fun. But it's always good to have, like, kid time, you know? Do things that are something only a kid would do. I feel like that's what keeps me young. And that's what keeps me fit. That's what keeps me healthy. Because I act like a child. If you act like a kid, you never age, right? Because who's to say I'm not just a giant kid? I don't age. What do you mean? Actually, I say that. Today when I was volunteering downtown, I was introduced to some new people that I was unable to meet last week because I was in a different area today. And out of kindness and curiosity, the woman's like, oh, are you in college? No, ma'am, I'm not in college. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Well, I said I'm a homemaker, not a stay-at-home mom. I don't say I'm a stay-at-home mom. I think that's silly terms. And even that still is kind of inaccurate because really, as this is my quirky eclectic blog, I am a quirky eclectic creatress who creates my own everything. I really don't even know how to put it other than that. I am a, what is it, a mixed multimedia artist. I do it all. The jack of all trades. The Jack Quellen of all trades, if you will. Yeah, that's one thing I've always done since I was little. I guess seeing my family and having all their different skills and talents and abilities. And especially, man, my papa, y'all, I'm going to talk about him a lot. So just get over it now because he is one of my pillars. Absolutely. I have a pretty solid foundation on my own. I have very few pillars, but the pillars I do have are sturdy, y'all. He's one of them. This man, he had a heart of gold. But he also, however, he also was in the Navy. He was in the Army Reserve. He was a battalion chief for the fire department. He built up his own businesses, trained his children from wee tiny tothood to do the same. Man, how do you grow up next to an inspiration like that and not become a jack of all trades? And honestly, too, his name's William Jackson Parks, okay? Then we had William Jackson Parks Sr., William Jackson Parks II, and William Jackson Parks III. And I am Dakota Jacqueline Parks. So I kind of filtered in a little bit, obviously. I'm not the Jack's son, I'm the daughter of Jack, so we had to kind of improvise. Anywho, yeah. So I would study new talents all the time as a little kid. And especially I went to a Montessori school, so in after school programs and stuff to entertain the children. We were taught how to cross stitch. We were taught how to latch hook. We were taught how to make our own toothpaste. We literally, like, any random little odd bits of things to keep us entertained. We learned how to do the macrame bracelets. So I literally kind of having that in school and then having my grandparents as my inspiration and just kind of, right? And then, of course, when you get those stupid aptitude tests from high school, what are you going to be when you grow up? Everything? What do you mean? Why do I have to pick one thing? That's so boring. You're really going to ask me, look me dead in the face, and expect me to pick one thing to be for the rest of my life? Are you asinine? Not over here. Nope, we do it all. Anything and everything. I literally, we moved to this house. We have a pool deck, and you would stand on it, and you could literally, like, rock it back and forth, and it's a pretty decent-sized pool deck. And that made me so nervous. I'm like, kids are going to be running on this thing. People, it's going to be wet. Something's going to happen. So what did I do? You know, one weekend I decided all by myself I was going to restabilize it. I literally used a car jack and I MacGyvered. 12:21 on the clock when I said that, which is my grandfather's birthday, my papa's birthday. So thanks, Papa. He was probably helping me from above. I MacGyvered, and I had, I think, a 2x6 cattywampus across it and had a car jack on it and jacked up my 2x6 that was going to be the support beam across the bottom. Then went on the other side and held it up and tacked it in, and then went on the other side, tacked it in. Did the same thing for the other side. When my son's father came home from a work trip, he was like, who did the deck? I did the deck. What do you mean? Who did it? Who do you think did it? Who else was here to do it? You know what I mean? It's so much fun, though. You know, my favorite part, though, is being able to do all that and, like, having the accomplishment, but also seeing people's reactions when they find out it was me who did it and how I did it. And a lot of times, too, like, not that this is something to be prideful of, because we should all ask for help when we need it, because that is the strongest thing we can do. The bravest thing we can do is ask for help. But it's still really fun. And it's really cool to be like, yeah, I did that. But yeah, that's my little video for the day. I hope everyone has a fabulous full moon. Remember, we're releasing things that no longer serve us so we can make room for the new, so the things that are working for us and the things that are going to fulfill us in our life's purpose, right? And we got to make those ripples. That one tiny drop makes the littlest ripples, but those ripples grow, right? And that is what we're here to do. I love y'all big much, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Toodaloo.